Hello, Soul Alchemy. Greetings, sis. My Saturday evening is going extremely well, extremely peaceful. How about yours? Good evening, Marv. Thank you all for joining me. I do apologize for the delay. I do a radio recording on Sundays with other ladies and coaches. And so I was doing an introduction conversation with our guest for tomorrow. So I'm so glad, so alchemy. Thank you. So gratitude. I want to do gratitude statements and affirmations you're in Georgia. It is raining. Stay inside from the rain, honey, unless you love the rain. Although I like dancing in the rain, and sometimes I like praying in the rain and sitting in the rain sometimes. So walking in the rain sometimes. Thank you, thank you. I'm sure you can appreciate this. I use a lot of natural oils on my skin. So gratitude. I want to do 31 days of gratitude. Peace and blessings, Malik, every day. And the reason being is because for people who are not accustomed to meditation and not accustomed to gratitude and affirmations, I want to be able to open them up to that. And so that we can prepare for new things from the Most High and from the universe. So, and I want to take it like one thing at a time and begin to go a little bit more in depth and not just on the surface of, okay, well, I'm grateful for today. I'm grateful for money or I'm grateful for the car. Like to just open up to being a little bit more in depth and have the conversations of gratefulness and to stay in those moments throughout the day. So to start it off, I wanted to start off with the gratitude of life and of living. And I wanted to start out with gratitude of life because, for one, as we are approaching the end of the year, there are many people who started out the year that are not here today. So we want to be grateful, we want to acknowledge that their absence, but we want to also be grateful for our opportunity to wake up and see another day and to breathe again. And then what does that mean for us? Now, when I wake up and I give thanks and I'm grateful for life, okay, I subscribe to a higher authority. I believe in the Most High, the Creator. So, however you connect with your existence and your reason for being here, then just give gratitude, to that being or that identity, or even if it's yourself, because I know many people there are some people that consider themselves to be the God and the goddesses. So if you, consider yourself to be the reason that you are awakened for another day, then express that gratitude to yourself. Give the gratitude. But then after that, what now? We're here, we're alive, but what does that mean for you? So for me today, what that meant making the most of today, right? It meant feeling, not just being alive and being aware to being alive, but the feeling of livelihood and being thankful for any time I came in connection with other individuals or everything that I did. I was awakened and I was in connection with the fact that this is all because I am alive, because I am living in the moment. It's not just that I have the breath, but what does this breath mean to me? What am I going to do with this breath? You know, um, so what does that mean for you? When you wake up and you realize that, hey, I am alive. Or then if you're happy, are you happy about being alive? Well, you know what? Yes, I am happy about being alive. So then when other things come, because as we go throughout our day and things, life in general happens, and we come in contact with other people, we're driving on the road, maybe someone cuts off in traffic, or maybe there's a clerk that's not, we're somewhere at a store, we're shopping, and maybe the clerk isn't smiling or isn't positive for us, or maybe someone bumps into us, anything that could be a frustration, right? But we have control even in that moment, right? So instead of getting so wrapped up in what happened, to shift your energy, come back to the connection of I am alive and I am happy to be alive. It's pretty difficult to be happy and be frustrated at the same time, right? Now, that does not mean that we surrender to being a doormat, or, or a rug for someone to walk over us. It simply means that we don't let incidents take over our day and our life and get us out of that atmosphere of gratefulness and joy and happiness that are more productive to our energy. It's more intuitive, and it allows us to be more in connection with our purpose, what we're here for and what we're doing for today. So it makes you less prone, and I know it makes me less prone. For me to complain about something that happened while I was driving that didn't, I'm still here, it didn't cause me to not be here, right? So rather than, when I talk to someone on the phone, rather than complain about, I was on my way to the store and I was almost there. And do you know this lady cut me off and she almost did this or whatever. And I was so upset. And I just can't believe that they did this. And oh my goodness, the next time I get in my car, if I ever see her again, do you hear how just by doing all of that, that becomes draining? And it's hard to say that, it's hard to hear that and be in the space of happiness and gratefulness. So instead, I can just acknowledge that moment for what it was, the instant for what it was. But when I'm on the phone or talking to someone else, like I'm talking to you all, I can be in this moment with you all and say, Malik, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that you are here this evening. I would love to hear more about what's going on with your film company. I would love to see more as that progress. I'm looking forward to the growth of what you're doing and how that's going to be of help also in the community of which you want to develop. See how different that is? By the way, I am extremely grateful and I am extremely happy that you are here, Malik. I am extremely happy that you are here, Marv and Soul Alchemy. I'm here that you are allowing me to send vibrations to you all the way from Texas. Malik, where are you located, by the way? I know that Marv is in New York, right? Marv is in New York. And I now know that Soul Alchemy is in Georgia. I want to thank you for allowing me to send vibrations all the way from Texas to Georgia and New York. And also, I want to thank you for sending the vibrations to me from Georgia and from New York and from Malik. Malik, again, please tell me, type in where you are. But however you connect or wherever you connect to this video from, I want to thank you for allowing us to do an exchange of positive and grateful vibrations. Hey, Captain, my fellow soldier, my fellow veteran, my fellow Texan. So there it is. That is, it's not these streams of gratitude. They're not going to be long. I just want to take a moment for us to connect to each thing of the day. Like today, it is about being alive and what that means for us. How does that connect us to our purpose? And by all means, please stay connected to the purpose. And as we continue throughout the end of the year, we're going to get into affirmations. We're going to get into doing some releasing things that don't need to be carried over into the next year as we're being grateful. We're going to also get into shedding things. We're going to get into releasing dead weight so that we can thrive, so that we can prosper in 2019, so that we can be more into the feeling and the flow of abundance because the universe is definitely abundant. Our resources and sources, no matter what it looks like and what we're being told, there is still an abundance. So I choose to stay present to the abundance and not lack. I choose to focus on the abundance of everything around me. And I want us to join in and share in that so that we can lift those vibrations with ourselves, within ourselves, and around us, and that we can continue to be the shifters in the atmosphere. So, thank you all for joining in. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you all feeling that? And let's see, right now I am listening to in the background, if you can't hear, I have it playing kind of low, but I am listening to Good Evening, Underrated Darkness. This evening's stream about gratitude is about being grateful for life, for living and being alive and what that means to us. So it's not going to be a long stream. Please check in on the replay because I don't want to go on too long. But in the background, I am playing Miles Davis, Greatest Hits. I feel so relaxed right now too. Like I am so excited about bringing this year to a powerful close and opening up 2019 with a very powerful opening. So, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in. Remember, we are grateful for being alive and what that means to us. What do we want to do with our lives? How are we going to share our connection and our vibrations? Mwah. Good night.